So, what we have right now is we've got another round of our Eternal Community Tournament. This is a Hero Singleton event. So what we're going to be doing is everybody's allowed to have one card and one card only, like one copy of a card. And then the exceptions being basic power and a hero of their choice. So you can have 4 copies of those, and that's simply as a way to get around like Direwolf's programming, where we don't have like an option to do the way that they do their hero events. So we've got a Kilo Bold Innovator for AleshaKills, playing Shadow Justice Primal, a deck that we just saw earlier. So lots and lots of value cards. You've probably seen Kilo before. There's some good early plays that we're going to be looking for, things like Acquisitive Crow, as well as obviously the Kilo itself and Ikaria. And on the other side, we've got Bren by Zendakon, which is a very different take than a lot of the lists that we've seen in here, which is great. What this is a very cool burn/tempo deck. So it's going to have things like Flame Blast, and then a lot of combat tricks like Pummel, and bounce spells like Pause for Reflection, with a bunch of low-to-the-ground aggressive cards, and Bren Chronicler of Ages to get value off of playing a lot of early spells, and like Kennel Master and things like that. So can kind of fill the void with a bunch of spells. And we're going to hop on in, and we'll watch from Zendakon's side here. Let them know that they're both good to go. And a nice start from Zendakon here. A little bit of removal. No aggressive unit yet, but Insatiable Cerasar is a scary card, as is Initiation Bell. Zendakon has a lot of spells in their deck, and they've got things like, obviously like that Bren and Tota Pioneer, so that when they draw their second card in a turn, off of, say, for example, Initiation Bell, they can get value off of that, too. So, some really cool things there. There is an issue, obviously, right now. Zendakon needs to get another power card. They need to be able to ring this bell. If they can get another power card, they can use Gilded Flames and actually ring the bell. But right now, Zendakon stuck on power means there's no Insatiable Cerasar, and kind of a tough position for them to be in. Streetwise Informant actually dodging their removal here, also from Zendakon, having 4 toughness, dodging Conflagrate, Gilded Flames, and Chaos's Choice, so not really giving Zendakon any hope there. So now we get a Gold Mine, not at all what Zendakon wants, and Alesha's just able to continue to set up. And obviously one of the scary things, too, about Streetwise Informants is actually using this pay 5 is going to matter. Same with the Stone Powder Alchemist, because Zendakon's deck, as I said, is a tempo deck. It's all about getting in fast early damage and then just keeping your opponent from playing cards. And if Alesha's able to gain life and put out a board before that, there's some big problems here for Zendakon. I like this. Zendakon Gilded Flames away the Stone Powder Alchemist, so there's no revenge, and then just draws a monk. Leaving an opportunity for like another power card to happen, and then Insatiable Cerasar and monk to come down. But man, Alesha hitting Kilo is terrifying. I was going to say, Alesha can grab any 4-cost unit. Could be Daring Griffin. I was thinking it might have been the Umbran to get back another unit out of the Void. Umbran Voidbringer. But either way, it is a tough spot for Zendakon. Daring Griffin is a very tough card for Zendakon to beat. And they know it. So they're going to play Treasure Trove to just get rid of the Daring Griffin. Does make an even bigger threat, but Zendakon's kind of stuck into doing that. And they have no good answers, as I said before, to this Streetwise Informant. Charchain Flail doesn't pick it up. And it does now. But now there's also an Aura Piercer to join it, leaving Zendakon in just a terrible position. I like this. It's unlikely that Alesha falls for it, but it does give that Rampage an option to actually be useful here and take out a unit. And Zendakon having to pass, right? Not having any double fire, actually, even for the Charchain Flail anyways, can combine a Conflagrate and a Kados' Choice to kill one of these, which looks like is going to be the option. Going for the Streetwise Informant, afraid of all of the abilities that it has, afraid of the unblockability, and when combined with Kilo, that can be really nasty. So just trying to stop that. Alesha going away, Aura Piercer. Oh, to get the Vara, right, going for 8, which is going to immediately draw back. Oh, wow. Going to draw back that Aura Piercer. Aura Piercer is going to be able to invoke because it itself died. And that's going to get Streetwise Informant, and that feels like the game. Zendakon's deck being low to the ground and aggressive, and unfortunately not able to fight against this much value, having had a bit of a rough start, not being able to find that 4th power easily, and all that's left is the scoop. Yeah, really tough draw here for Zendakon. And Zendakon still has another chance. They can pull this match back for sure. We saw Alesha do it last round, so we'll see if Zendakon can turn the tables. And do the same thing back to Alesha that Alesha just did previously to Yanbatari. We'll let our players attack each other, challenge each other here. Although that's kind of like attacking each other. We'll see if Zendakon's able to overcome their power problem, because I feel like Zendakon has a really good chance to beat this deck. Obviously, Alesha's deck is a much more powerful build in a way, but it's going for that late game power. It's not built to fight an early game. And if Zendakon can just keep Kilo off the board with all of their bounce spells, being able to use things like Pause for Reflection and having Purify and Flame Blast and Blink and Dispel and Kindle, Streets of Flame, like, there's a lot of things that they can do to disrupt what Alesha is trying to do and set up a really powerful fast hand. And if they can do that, they can easily come back and win 2 games in a row. They just need to assemble the right hand. We'll see if our... Oh, there we go. Good luck. All right, we're going to watch from Alesha's side. Ooh, and Zendakon having to mulligan to 6 already is a bad spot. But we watched Alesha do that too, right? Alesha had to mulligan to 6 in the final match against Yanbatari.
We fight to survive.
Game 3 there, Alesha was on 6 and managed to recover.
What do you seek?
I don't know that Bren's deck mulligans as well as Alesha's does, though. Zendakon needs that early game. And that's the thing, is, I mean, Zendakon might have gotten it. Zendakon doesn't necessarily have to utilize all of their cards in hand if they just get the right cards early. Zendakon going to opt for the Rampage right now to up Bren's ability.
Make each bullet.
Alesha does not actually have an answer to it yet. Cast into Shadow can only kill single faction units. Ooh, but Zendakon has to pass, and that is a rough sign for Zendakon. maybe an accidental pass based on that message. I mean, Totem Pioneer is a really good unit to have. It's a scary unit to have. But as we know, like, Alesha's got this Cast into Shadow. Could just pick it up. Or could go into the market. Yeah, and I like this play by Alesha. Alesha able to just answer immediately that Totem Pioneer. Because Totem Pioneer is a really scary card. And we see a mistake here from Zendakon where they're not supposed to be able to play that second Bren. I will...
Stay alert.
We'll determine what to do about that here in just a second.
Soul's light will return.
I'll remind Zendakon they can't play another one. I think that Zendakon is in enough trouble that's not going to make a difference in the game here, but if that is an issue, then we will determine what to do about that at the time. I'll let them just keep going for now. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, Alesha is going to decide to block that way anyways. Okay. And there's the Sweet Flame. That's a good pickup. That's a really good pickup. Sorry that happened to that. It's a hard rule to remember sometimes. But, well done. And I mean, Zendakon's cleaned up most of the problems on the board. Obviously, this Carvet is a major issue. But if Zendakon can find, like, a Purify for it, that could make a big difference here. It looks like Alesha top decking that Vara, though, might just put the game away. That is an incredibly rough card for Zendakon to see. I mean, Alesha has just had kind of the perfect answers to what Zendakon is trying to do here this game. Having a Vara, having a Ghostblade Outcast, having the Carvet, having the Stone Powder Alchemist. These are very, very, very tough cards for Zendakon to beat. All the lifesteal is not something that Zendakon is really prepared to deal with. And it's not that Alesha's kill deck has that much, but just a really fantastic draw here against Zendakon for sure.
Scorch the earth!
Thank you for that follow very much. And Alesha with a Pristine Light could actually buy back the Carvet. I would be surprised if that's the play here yet. Like, Alesha's at 37.
The right blade.
They don't really need to spend any energy killing their own units to buy them back yet when they're this far ahead. Especially with Zendakon having to mulligan and being stuck here. Wow, and hitting the Destiny Alchemist. Picking up the Bren, just to prevent Zendakon from having any chance of coming back in this game. Wildfire Sensari is a scary card in Zendakon's deck, and we've seen hands where it could do a lot of work. But right now, Alesha knows that the way for Zendakon to get out of this is to spike a bunch of power, and that's just not going to happen with what Zendakon has, like, once the Bren's gone, so... Just a tough spot for Zendakon to be in. And what looks like the end of the game now. Alesha has a threaten off of the top of the Diesel's office, which is definitely enough to kill. So even if a unit goes away because of a bounce spell, it's not going to be enough, and Zendakon is going to go down here in 2 games to Alesha. Really well played by both players, some very tough draws from Zendakon, and that's an unfortunate end to Zendakon's run, but had some really tight matches before this, and like I said, just a little bit of bad luck for sure on those draws. Definitely some very tough draws, and honestly, really tough matchup against Alesha for what Alesha drew, too. Like, we saw Alesha earlier not get that much lifesteal, but just that game 3, lifesteal into lifesteal into lifesteal into lifesteal, really closed the door on Zendakon having a chance to get back in there. And we're going to see Alesha move on and now fight Grandmaster's son in round 3 of the losers bracket. Congratulations to Zendakon on making it this far, and good luck in the next one if you decide to join. Thank you for playing.